Hello, and today we're going to take a look at the Apple iPhone X or iPhone 10, not quite sure which it is. This is Apple's latest, greatest and most expensive phone to date, and I have to say it feels really nice in the hand. Looks fantastic, still got a fantastic camera setup on the back. You've got the mute switch around the side along with the volume buttons and the screen wake up button. There's no middle button because this is all screen now. Instead you use face unlock. Now I'm still behind the camera, so it takes a moment. If you just look at this little lock at the top though, you can see it's identified me and then unlocks. It normally does this slightly quicker than I've just shown you. It's because I've got the camera in the way. If you're used to iPhones, you will love the screen on this. Powerhouse of a phone. Gaming, as you'd expect, is absolutely no problem whatsoever. The large screen size means your hands don't get in the way, and I was very impressed overall with the performance on this. Everything runs super slickly as you'd expect from such an expensive bit of kit. There is the notch on this. I don't really find this an issue. I'm not quite sure why people do find it an issue. The game in this particular instance didn't have a problem with it. And the bottom facing speaker for once hasn't annoyed me. It's actually quite difficult to cover up, and the sound doesn't get muffled when you're playing games in landscape. So congratulations Apple, first phone I've played without front facing speakers that hasn't annoyed me with the muffled sound. The camera on this is excellent, as you've come to expect. It's got all the usual modes. Picture quality is very good. Apple do great cameras on their phones, and this one is no different. You've got a nice range of options, good depth of field. It can take a bit of practice, but I think if you snap the right kind of image, you'll really enjoy the results. Here's some sample footage I took recently. It's pretty good. I'm not too sure about the stabilization, and if you are interested in the camera, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be doing a iPhone X versus OnePlus 6 video comparison so you can see the difference and let me know which you think is better. What I do like about the iPhone is that it has a lot of modes pre-built in. You don't need any extra apps to do things like this time-lapse. It has a lot of really great features baked straight into the phone. It requires a bit of experimentation, but once you get the hang of this kind of stuff, it's really easy to use. One of the features I was looking forward to trying the most is the new Studio Lighting Portrait mode. This is the thing that you may have seen on the advert where they've got all the black and white pictures. There's actually a range of options for you, different lighting effects. So you've got natural, studio, contour, stage, and stage light mono. That's the one I think they use on the advert, and it's available on both the rear and front facing camera. Now, it can be used with objects in the picture, but that does tend to confuse it a little bit. So if I take this snap, you can see I've got chunks of my head missing, but actually once you get the hang of how to frame yourself correctly, this works really well, and it works on animals as well as people and objects, so you can get some really great results. I'm quite enjoying this. So this is my camera setup with my Edelkron slider just sat underneath. Here's a colour shot, and we've got another colour shot coming up of Tink the cat, and I quite enjoyed doing these. Again, a bit of experimentation, but once you get the hang of it, it works really well, quite striking. Another feature you've likely seen on the advert is the Animojis. So these are little characters that you can record yourself from and send it to someone. So I'm going to pick the robots, do a little recording, and then play it back. This is a test of the Animoji. Animoji. This is a test of the Animoji. Animoji. Apple have produced another excellent phone. This is very expensive, so it doesn't represent great value for money, but if you want to have the latest and greatest Apple phone ever, this is the one to go for. I would recommend getting a case, as the metal rim looks like it might be prone to scuffing quite easily. If you're not completely wedded to Apple, I would maybe check out some of the other phones, and as I say, I'll be doing some comparisons soon. I hope you found this short video useful. Thanks very much for watching. If you have liked it, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, all that good social stuff. I'll see you next time.